Hi, I'm looking for someone. A friend, a man, a stranger. I don't really know him. I don't know his birthday or what he studied in school. I don't know the color of his eyes or how big his chest is. I just know his shoulders were curved to the shape of my cheek, and his hands felt like the cool breeze on a humid afternoon. I know he stands at a height of a chin lift, and when he ruffled my head, my hair formed the vines of a dragon's cave I'm not allowed in. You see, I've seen him before, but I didn't actually look at him. His mind was so bright, I kept my eyes to the ground. I wasn't ready for a solar eclipse. I'm looking for someone I've only met once, and I know it's too little time to know anyone. What if he's a serial killer? What if he has a foot fetish? No offense to those who like feet. What if he doesn't listen to Hamilton? What if he's boring? Yes, he could be my knight in shining armor, but he could also be the dragon. I mean, you haven't really met someone when as you undress, you realize both your scales are still shiny because the bloodstains were clean and the compliments were polished. I mean, I saw our wings still fluttering, still poised to fly away because neither of our feet could stand to stay still. I mean, a wall is still a wall, even if it's made of glass, even if it's self-imposed, even if it's imaginary and only as real as we want it to be. I mean, I'm looking for more. And he was like the first winning hand in poker, the first dive from a bungee cord, the first puff of weed. I'm looking for someone who made me want to know more. What food is his guilty pleasure? How does he hide in horror movies? Where does he dream of traveling to? When does he feel safe? When does he feel alone? Yes, I guess it has become an addiction, an obsession. I admit I have stalker tendencies because in a few hours we spent together, I already imagined what it would be like to follow his back for the rest of my life. I became addicted to the intellectual intercourse where there was more than one person doing all the work. I became obsessed with kisses that tasted like the sun but didn't burn. Did you know that dragons breathe fire to protect and not to kill? I'm looking for someone to apologize to. Someone who didn't know and didn't realize they looked like an oasis after months of dry sand. Like they were the quiet from a noisy mental crowd. Someone who could play the piano but didn't need accompaniment, even though the accompaniment wanted some company, because there are such things as solo piano performances. I'm looking for the right words to explain how no one tells you, because no one can tell. After walking away from penknives and rooftop ledges and pill bottles, you can still feel like you're 6 feet under the ground. I'm trying to say I'm sorry. I'm not a dragon. Sometimes I'm not even a woman. Because sometimes my body feels too foreign, too crazy, too big for me to fill. There's just so much empty space inside. Sometimes when I finally let myself cry, I still can pierce the quiet. As a child, I learned that you can measure love by the hole it leaves behind. I'm looking for a way to say thank you. I met someone who left me a crater. Whether he meant to or not, he forced a gap, tore an opening through the walls that guarded against pain, but also kept the hurt in. I want to thank him, because sometimes I'm a dog whistle. The frequency of my voice is too high. The frequency of my presence is too high. When I cry, usually no one hears me. But for a short while, for a few hours, he tried to. You tried. I'm not in love with you, but I do love you. But do you know what I mean by love? But how can I be sure it is love? But why can't it be love? I'm looking for someone. And if you find him, please let him know. I want to see him again. I want to talk to him again. I want to know if he's still kicking ass in the office. I want to hear the stories he promised to share. I want to ask if the lightning we snapped at each other still flashed in his mind. I want to tell him his smile still breaks through my thoughts like dawn. That's the reason why women or men would trip at his feet. That is the reason I swiped right in the first place. That it's the reason why I still believe there are honest people in the world And even though it can get so fucking scary, I know I won't be alone forever. I'm looking for someone, but I don't need to find him. But if I did, I would like to tell him, "Hi, we've met before. I really think you're a dragon."